call the Guthrie Planning Commission meeting to order for Thursday, September 12th, 2013. Mr. Anke, could we have a roll call, please?
Commissioner Wood?
Here.
Commissioner Ogden?
Here.
Commissioner Chappell? Commissioner Smith?
Here.
Council Representative Cheryl Padgett?
Here.
Chairman Powell, you have a quorum.
Thank you, sir. Item 1A is approval of the minutes for August 12th, 2013 meeting. Do I hear a motion?
So made.
A second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Could we have a vote, please, Mr. Anke?
Ogden?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Powell?
Yes.
August 12th minutes are approved as written.
Item 3 is item 2 is any public comments? Mayor, would you like to say anything? Okay. Item 3 is consideration of a recommendation to the City Council regarding a request to construct a 20 by 100 foot addition with metal exterior siding to an existing building at 109 West Springer Avenue. All metal exteriors are prohibited as per the construction standards and design guidelines ordinance. Mr. Anke, could we have a report, please?
The notification protocol on this item was posted in the City Hall lobby on both sides 72 hours prior to this meeting. The surrounding land use is C2 General Commercial. I believe some history of this particular site is that it was formerly used as a car wash. I don't know if it still is or not, but the car wash is the area that the addition is going to be built on. The applicant does not have anyone here tonight representing O'Reilly's.
Pardon me, Mr. Hanke. They, if need be, they can be available by speakerphone, which I have here.
Okay.
Their offices are in Missouri and couldn't make it.
Okay. Mr. Anke, do we have a setback on that south property line? We would off the property line, wouldn't we? Their south part?
For the CBD commercial zoning, the setback is to the rear of the property, which is
Right.
30 feet. The sides and the front are zero line setbacks.
Okay, thank you. That's all I need to know.
Thank you.
Any questions, Commissioner members?
Well, we just got these new elevations. Maybe we can shortcut some of it, Madam Chairman, over there. Are we assuming that O'Reilly's is proposing to put identical material?
That is correct.
Which are those like 18-inch strips, vertical,
Vertical.
almost with the stippled look?
Right, that is correct. I got off the phone with the architect short time ago, and the existing exterior covering that is on the east elevation, that would be the side that's on Division, is different than the covering that is on the south side. That's the part that faces the car wash. The one that we all see, the one facing Division, is the one, quite honestly, that the planning department would prefer. When I spoke with the architect, she said that their plans were to continue on Division with what they have and on the south side with what they had. I indicated to her we would prefer to see matching what is on the Division side all the way around the entire building, not two separate, what looks like different qualities. What the intention is to match the look and quality of what is there now on Division and wrap the entire south side and east side with that. There wouldn't be a different color or anything.
Are they confident that, I don't know how old the building is, there's probably been some fading. Are they confident that they can match the,
Yes,
you wouldn't
was.
want that 20-foot port to stand out horribly or anything?
I will say, as we all know, after, I'm not sure either how long that building has been there. I want to say probably at least 10, that there's bound to be some fading. I couldn't truthfully say there would be none, but the match will be as very, very, very close as she can get it, given time.
The other thing I now see here, we could maybe suspected this from what we first got, is They're mounting, they want to put a set of stairs and an entry in off the division side, is that correct?
Well, that's correct, because the topography of the land slopes south, and so they will need to do that to keep the finished floor straight throughout the interior of the building.
Yeah.
There will be a slight, at this point, I'll say, depression as it heads south.
But the stairs, there's an entry put in there now, is that, I see a stair entry put in on the division side.
That is correct. There will be a stair with an entry, glass door, and within the set of drawings, there is, that staff has received and reviewed, a set of, I want to say, probably 5 steps. There's a small call-out on that page that I gave you a few moments ago that shows how the steps would be. They are a typical metal, not unlike a lot of the metal balusters that we see throughout town. They would like to paint it the typical O'Reilly green that is on their logos and such, but you know, you have it within your purview and your power to say that you would like it to be another color.
What is that for access for just employees, or is that for customers, or what is that, what is that entry for?
It's with the addition of that 20-foot strip in the back, that would be what would be required for egress out of the building.
Exiting?
Fire escape.
Fire escaping?
That is correct. So, you know, they want to, you know, have everybody come through the front door at same location as it always has been.
That elevation doesn't bother me as I drive down Division. It's a pretty good-looking elevation, I think.
And quite
But
honestly, this addition will be a lot better than what is there.
I'm a little disappointed that they have to put the stairs in there and the entry in there. That doesn't, on the Division side, it just kind of takes away some of the smoothness and the nice look of the building. But if it has to be there for exiting or whatever, I guess maybe they got to do that. And there's no way they can put that on the south side?
It wasn't part of the plan that they had. And we can take a look at their floor plan drawings. We have a plan showing their layout of the interior space. And I don't recall off the top of my head right now if they have racks against the interior back south wall. That could be why there's not a cut there.
And then my last question, I'll turn over to the rest of the guys, sorry to take so much time. Of the foundation elevation that I noticed that's there now, not too bad because you don't see too much of it. Looks like we're going to see quite a bit of foundation as the floor is carried out at the same level. Are they going to do something with that foundation so that the stem wall there, so that it looks better than it does now?
Their plans call for it to be a continuation of what's existing there now, and I would strongly suggest that there be some conversation about that from the Planning Commission.
Okay.
That we could look at possibly having a different type of exterior covering to just that brushed concrete look that's there.
That's what it is there now.
Mm-hmm.
I think if it was just even brushed and maybe painted to match the siding or something, it would be fine with,
Well,
rather than just regular concrete.
Right. It appears to be painted in some way as I was looking at it, and I'll be honest, I didn't go very closely to take a look at it, and it could just be dirt stained.
It shows on our plan here, number 10 is exposed foundation, provide rubble finish to 6 inches below finish grade. So it looks like from the fire exit on the east elevation and all along the south elevation foundation, it's going to be some sort of either some sort of finish on either put into the poured concrete or applied to, it looks like. So.
That's fine.
Which they would
This is-
clean up
this is
the other foundation, the
Right.
existing foundation that's turned out to make it all match.
Well, I think one thing that needs to be considered here is that, how should I say, the rise in that foundation look is is moderately more than what it is now. It's going to have to step forward a bit to allow for the stairs coming up. If need be, you could call out something different to be on that.
Were they planning to do some additional grading to carry there's some nice grass and stuff on the division side now, and the grading doesn't look too bad. Was they going to try to carry that through there? And with grass in this new addition
What,
portion?
what they're going to be doing on the backside, and again, it's on the larger set of plans, the building does not go all the way to the south end of the property line, so that when they tear down the car wash, there will still be some land available. What they are going to do on that side is keep it in grass. There's already a tree there, but I'm going to push over to the other side now that's not being worked on at all, and that would be the west side. They're going to extend the parking lot area to the south of the building, but on the west side of the existing building. So everything then on the full south side, on the south elevation, they're going to bring the sidewalk that runs down there by the grass to the parking lot so that you can enter the parking lot either from the north or the south side of the building.
Okay.
I think that would be a nice enhancement to see. Basically, a small green area there within the city, and they've always been pretty good, very good, I should say, about maintaining the area.
So you have indicated to them already that you'd really kind of like to see the same look that we see from the division side on the south side as they now wrap around this new, which are the typical 18, 20-inch wide vertical.
Yes, I have indicated that.
I think that would be a nice requirement, that they different than what they have now, is that right?
Right.
Any other questions? If not, I would entertain a motion.
I would make a motion to approve the siding with the stipulation that it is the same material as used on the north and east face of the building carried to the new addition and along the south exposure of the building. The west exposure would be at their discretion.
Okay.
Motion's been made. Do I hear a second?
Mr. Chairman, I would encourage you to have some discussion about the foundation base on the east side, how you want to see that. So please include that in your motion.
Yeah.
Then I would amend that motion to include, to do some sort of dress material on the exposed portions of the foundation all around the building, or all the exposed and visible areas of the foundation. In whatever, whether it be applied veneer brick or something applied in the concrete footing.
Okay.
And may I assume that that would include
The color.
it would include the stairs portion so that that would blend in?
Yes,
Chairman Wood?
included with the,
So to clarify your motion, we're talking about the division side and the south side that
South face.
would all be the same material as is currently on the division side.
correct,
Right,
yes.
okay.
Is that clear now?
No, I'm
No.
a little bit conflicted here as to
Right.
how
Start
to
over.
put this
Yeah,
down.
please.
You know, you want the concrete stem wall to have a finished look.
Well, it shows a finished look on in the plan.
It does show
And
it.
it says, number 10 there, it says it has a
Provide rubble finish to.
rubble finish.
So as long as that is carried through to some sort of rubble finish, I don't know exactly how they would achieve that, whether it in actually molded in the pour, or whether that is applied afterwards.
And we had a second?
Well, then that rubble finish certainly needs to be extended along the footing, the existing
From the
footing
stairs.
that,
Yes.
from the stairs on to the east at this time. You wouldn't want that rubble finish that they're talking about putting on there not to be on the old stem wall. I think you need that consistent
You need
look
a consistent
all
look.
along the division side,
Yes, I agree. I think that,
if that's what we're talking about there, Jim. I don't know whether that.
Okay.
Did you
how's
get
your
that, Mr.
shorthand
Hanky?
doing?
Would you like Ed to re-explain that?
We can explain it,
I'm
sure.
out of ink.
I second it.
Yeah.
Motion's been made and seconded. Can we have a vote, please?
Commissioner Wood,
yes.
Smith,
Yes.
Ogden,
Yes?
Powell.
Yes.
The application is approved with the amendments and modifications.
Thank you. Item 4 is consideration of and recommendation to the City Council regarding a request to construct a 30 by 40 shop with metal exterior siding at the applicant's residence at 204 North Pine Street in Guthrie. All metal exteriors are prohibited as per the construction standards and design guidelines ordinance. Could we have a report, Mr. Ranky?
Well, this is an application to construct an all-metal shop-type building on a residential property. The area is Zone C2, General Commercial. The proposed shop is not readily visible from Pine. The applicant is here to answer any specific questions. The notification protocol on this application was the same as the other one. It was posted in the halls of City Hall 72 hours prior to the meeting.
Mr. Branson? Yes. Do you mind coming up to the mic, please? Do you want to explain to us, Mr. Hankey did about, I kind of looked back behind your house and there's already a pad level there, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
And I've got some pictures of kind of what I'm wanting to do. My doors will be a little different on the phone here, if that would help y'all any,
Okay.
as far as what it's going to look like.
Do you have a color?
Yes.
Don't you love the phones?
This ain't exactly, because my doors are going to be a little different, but that's the color, and it will have two doors, except it'll have.
Is that a tan color?
Yes, it's a
and
tan
the
color with green
trims?
trim. That's what my house is.
Green roof and green trim?
Yes.
These two doors would be where here?
I've got, well, actually, one would be on the north side, or the west side, over here, and one would be on the south side.
This large field that you said you were on the property?
Yes, yes.
So I assume that your access into the shop would be in here, this way, behind your home?
Yes, and I've also got a drive here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So you're going to
That's
have
mine.
your doors that we just
I'll
saw?
have one right here and one right here.
I see.
One on the north and one on the south, right?
Yes.
The west and the south?
Yes,
Correct.
west and south.
Doors
Mr.
will be on the
Chairman,
west and the
West and
south.
south.
Just single doors like that?
Yes, and then one walkway. And then,
Yeah.
it's- yeah, go ahead. There's another one too, and it's just got the gable roof like a,
Went off on me, and I still use the two tin cans with the string between, so can you make that open that up for me?
I say I can. This is my boy's phone.
Okay.
Okay, there's fine.
That's right here.
Yeah.
Actually, his home sits here, and
Yeah.
he's leveled a pad already behind it back here.
But you can see.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, ma'am.
could we get a discussion going so that we're being filmed for the studio audience, or not for the studio audience, but also outside, so whatever you say, they need to be able to hear it via the TV, so,
Okay, we're good with the picture if you'll step back over there.
thank you.
Does anyone else have any questions for Mr. Branson?
Well, in driving by and looking today, I could tell you really didn't have much of a sight line from Pine, but at the corner of Pine and Noble, looking between the houses, I could see or what I thought was where the building was going to be. It looked like you could be really readily seen from Noble, and that's the concern that I'm having with that. Being a metal building, and not supposed to have, we really don't have them in Guthrie. We're trying to do away with them as every chance we get now.
There is one right next door to me.
Well,
I know it's
but
been there
that's-
for a while.
And hopefully it will, eventually go away. If we keep adding to it, then they never will. So that's what we're trying to do is got to start somewhere with not putting them back up.
I don't see a vision for.
Is there
Noble.
any thought of doing some other type of structure besides a tin building in construction? As far as, not even from the metal building, but from just the facade, as far as the framework can be steel, but as far as a covering of the steel in more of a clapboard or brick exterior that would look more in line with the architecture of the area.
Right. I have no plans for anything like that as far as, that's plans I've got is for the metal.
Yeah. Well, does the metal company, can they do something? Because it's a metal building, and that is just a facade that they put on top of the steel frame. The steel frame is not the issue, it's just the exterior, what the exterior looks like going around is, I think,
Right.
is where the issue comes in.
I'd have to check and see. All I've checked on is the metal building itself.
Okay.
Commissioner Wood, I've been by the site twice. I don't, maybe I wasn't looking at the right place, but I don't see anything from Noble to the property.
Yeah, I was there
The
today.
only, and I drove down onto your pad to the right, and I saw where your
Right.
pad was. Yeah, you see a little bit coming northbound on Pine. If you want to look over there, you can see the building there.
Right.
It looks to me like to the north side, heavy fencing by that neighbor
Yes.
on one side, and everything, as I came in off the Noble side.
And it does
Maybe I
slope
didn't, maybe
quite a
I,
ways down, actually, so, I mean, from where Pine is and actually where it's down, it goes quite a ways down there, so I mean, it ain't like it's gonna be even level with the house.
It's down below, yeah, you can tell it drops down
Yeah,
from
it
the
drops
back of the
down quite
house.
a ways.
And that wasn't, but Pine is not the concern, is more what visible from Noble is where that's the main drag basically through there, so that's what the sight lines is what I'm concerned
did
with there.
anybody else check from the Noble side? I guess maybe, I sure couldn't see anything there, and I don't know.
Because as
I
I
would
drove
be
through,
concerned if you could see it from the Noble side also, but.
because I was pretty sure I could see the pad site when I was stopped at their light at Noble.
Travis, can you see the pad
You see
site
the
from
pad? No,
Noble?
you can't see the
Yeah.
pad or, I mean.
And I might have been seeing the wrong bald area
I
of
was gonna say, there's
ground.
a house there, and there's another house on down in there.
Right.
There's the
The
tree
only
lines
problem
through there.
might be wintertime vegetation, would be all gone.
There,
And,
yeah, there is a tree right there on the side of it, right in the middle of that area facing Pine. There's a big elm tree. And then right there's used to be a swimming pool, like where you would dress or change, because he's got a pool back on that side, and on that side there, he's also got
Like a pool house?
yeah, exactly, a pool
Yeah.
house.
Are you on the corner house?
No,
So you're inset from the corner?
yes.
How big is your lot?
I think right about 2 acres right there.
You got a good-sized lot.
Yeah.
Okay.
I go back to the other side of the creek there. And then my dad, too, also actually owns the house back around the corner, back behind where the Mudds live there, because there's 2 houses there. Right from Noble, there's another little 2-bedroom brick house down there at the lower back that you can see actually from Noble.
yeah,
My dad owns that, too, so.
Can you see the other metal structure, the building that's there, the older one that you said that was around there? Can you see that from your home?
You can see it from my house, yes.
Can you?
that's Weiner's, isn't it?
Yes.
Are you talking about the one on Pine in Oklahoma? Or that
Well,
huge- that
that's
big, huge
a
one?
different, he's got 2 of them there, because one's pink and one's brown.
Yeah.
Pink.
And that was his actual business back a long time ago, the one on Oklahoma. And so,
Yeah, I think there's some houses in there, but I think actually that subject area is zoned commercially, I think, isn't it?
yes, it is. It is. It is on commercial.
Any other questions?
I guess I'd just say, folks, I've looked at it pretty closely twice, and I think you probably know I'm the old grump on some of these things, but I really think this is a situation where the building sits in such a manner that it isn't visible that I could see from Noble, and you're gonna have to look pretty hard going up Pine, and as long as it's one of those reasonably good-looking buildings, I think this might be one of those times that we could let this go in spite of our new deals. But
I'm sorry, Travis, I didn't get that in my notes. What color metal is it going to be?
Brown with green trim.
Brown with green trim, okay, and
Yeah.
that's going to kind of match the house, right?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
I've got a brown house with green trim
I see.
house, yes.
Thank you.
Brown or tan?
Tan.
Okay.
Well, I'm kind of colorblind, so they look both. They look,
The picture you showed was tan, and I was thinking that's a different color, but that's fine.
I would still feel better if we had some sort of, at least if what we're doing here in town and trying to set precedent is to at least have wainscoting of some sort possibly, or come up the side a bit with a different material to at least, if, again, right now, we're very vegetative, and come winter or vegetation is taken out, there's a possibility that, or anything that happens along the Noble right-of-way would open that up to a sight line to at least, because the building is probably going to be here for quite some time, I would guess. That
Are you talking about like maybe coming up 3 foot from grade and
something, yes,
you
3 or
could
4
put some
foot.
wooden frame trim in there, and then you could actually put some of that cement board in there, that hardy board, the concrete stuff that's,
On the, are you talking about on the north side of the building?
Yeah, which elevations
North,
are you?
well, north side or completely all the way around it, just, just whatever's easiest, so that wherever where a sight line would be.
Well, I think the sight line would just be like the north
the
side.
north side is, yeah.
And, yeah, just
Yeah.
along
Because that'd
the
be
north side.
cheaper
Well-
than brick or stone.
Right, guidelines generally for something like that are 60/40, so that you'd have 40% coverage with a wainscoting type material
Yes.
and 60% metal.
And that would be in proportion with the building, yes. And
Yes.
that would be acceptable.
We have allowed like a 3-foot wainscoting recently, and.
Yeah.
and,
Yes, we
Well,
have.
And, we're certainly cognizant of the cost factors. We try to be,
Yeah.
we try to understand those. And,
How tall is the wall on that north side of the building?
it'll be 12 foot.
12 foot?
Yes.
What's 40% of 12 foot?
4 times 12, 48,
48.
4.8, or
4.8.
48.
4.8.
We've actually allowed, I think we allowed a 3-foot wainscoting, did we not recently?
Yes, sir.
Yes, we did.
They were 3 foot because you've got your roof line coming down.
Sure.
I mean, so that's your all's call.
I certainly don't think the wainscoting needs to be on anything except the elevations that you see, though. There's no sense, pushing additional cost.
Pushing
on
additional
someone
cost, well,
When
that's
you're not
that's
ever going to
acceptable.
when you're not even going to see an elevation.
That's acceptable.
If there's no other questions, I'd entertain a motion.
Motion to accept with the modifications of the wainscoting of 60/40 on the north face, is that correct?
I think 60/40 we allowed 3-foot before on the wainscoting, and the 40 would make it a higher wainscoting than necessary at that.
But of course, it keeps it in perspective of the building too, so we don't want the building to look taller or make it, look bigger than what it is. I think that we look at perspective too.
We did that before with 3-foot. What are your feelings on that wainscoting? 4-foot, 3-foot? Anybody else got any input on that?
Well, I think you're looking at the peak of the point. The peak is 12 feet, but you've got a roof that's going to come back down to
What are your walls, actually?
probably 10 feet.
Huh?
Of the
Probably
walls
2 foot.
themselves? What are the walls themselves on the building? Are they 12-foot or?
Yes, they're 12, I got 12-foot walls, yes.
12-foot walls.
No, 4-foot wainscoting would be 1/3 of it. Probably not too bad.
I think 4 foot would make it look really decent
Yeah.
and really nice, and I think that would please everyone
Okay.
at that.
And I think you could check with Renee or some, and Jim on what type of wainscotings you could use that are
Okay.
acceptable and reasonably priced.
Okay.
Mr. Wood, do you mind repeating your motion?
Motion to accept with a 48-inch wainscoting along the north face of the building.
Motion's been made. Do I hear a second?
I second.
Motion's been made and second. Can we have a vote, please, Ms. Tranky?
Ogden,
Yes?
Smith,
Yes.
Wood,
Yes.
Powell.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in,
Thank you
Travis.
for coming.
Appreciate it.
Item 5 is any new business. Item 6 is report or comments from staff.
No, sir.
I wasn't here to get my Mumford and Sons wristband. I just wondered if I could pick it up now.
Actually, I
You have to
believe
wait
I
till
have
7
one.
before you can talk. Item 7 is comments from commission members. Go ahead, Mr. Ogden.
I saw her look, so I know I'm not going to get it.
Hearing none, I would entertain a motion for adjournment.
Make a
Man.
motion.
Motion's been made. Is there a second? We are adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.